Robbie, tattoos?
No, none tattoos. I really wanted to get one like 10 years ago, and my wife is much smarter than me. Was like, if you want to get one, I think you should decide what the design's going to be and put it away. And a year later, you still want that same design. You know, so I came up with this great design, and like 6 months later, I changed my mind, and then she won.
I remember the design. Like, she's like, honey, it's a shrimp with tiny wings and teeth across the face. Where would that go? And you're like, tramp stamp. Right there.
Actually, that's a
great idea. Believe me, tomorrow on Tumblr, someone will do that art. It'll be out. Those blonde hair and wings. You.
And he is checking her out up and down, up and down. I mean, all of a sudden, his gaze is locked on her shoes. And in not rare, typical Thai form, he goes, nice shoes, wanna fuck?
I can quote Shakespeare and say fuck at the same time. It's great. To be or not to be, fuck! That is the question. Whether it takes no way the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of our traitors' fucking fortune, to take out to seal troubles from my posing pen and bucket. Sleep to save me and that fucking heartache that flesh is out to 'tis a consummation that I need to be wished. But who would bet? Wrong down, because when you not.
And I'm sorry, sidebar, lame excuse. Like, who doesn't show up to a party just because they had a baby? It's pathetic.
I know. I've been reflecting on that, I know.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell it. You can't change favorite jokes, so I'm just going to tell it again for those of you who heard it. Guy hears a knock at his door, opens the door, sees a snail on the front step, picks it up, throws it into the yard. 2 years later, hears a knock at the door, opens the door, sees the snail, same snail. Snail says, hey, what was that all about? You know what? You know that it's a fantastic joke because there's two waves of getting it. It's like, you get it. Because the first impression is, that's not funny at all. And then you have the second wave of, well, that's kind of funny. What's your head lice situation like? I mean, some of there have been some antics that have involved, for lack of a better term, alcohol. Not that anybody in the Warner Brothers legal department would ever find out about that, but there have been times when there have been people who have been involved in the production of Supernatural who have been very inebriated and some really irresponsible things. Not to name any names, but there have been times when a lot of things have been broken, windows and doors, and children have run screaming. Which, by the way, even for drunk people, is a kind of a wake-up. Like when a kid starts crying, everyone's like, we've gone too far. We crossed the line here, didn't we, guys? And we're doing something fun this year behind the scenes, but I can't tell you what it is, so... Spoiler alert. No, not spoiler. No spoiler.
Something you can't tell us.
Nothing.
Nothing. What about that?
I'm not allowed to talk about anything. Nope. That?
No?
Nope. I know, I'm sorry, it's kind of disappointing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, some of the stuff, the little pranking that goes on between Jared and I, sometimes it's a little sketchy.
Is that schoolboy?
A little sketchy. But we're actually both like at a truce point right now, which is good. We're not violating one another that much anymore, because we know it escalates very quickly and gets out of hand and gets quite expensive, actually. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not an answer. So that's the best I can do.
Thanks.
Hi.
He's so good at it. See, that's how I really cry. It's not the stoic, you know, the one tear. It's really. Jensen's trying again. Snot and spit and projectile. You know, it's how real people cry. Is your question? I'm all emotional. What are you doing? Oh God, Jerry, come back, please.
Don't cry.
So many flashing lights. I'm back. Anyway, what was I saying? Winchester. A day in the life of Dean Winchester. Just combing his hair, brushing his teeth, flexing in the mirror, and crying. Beautiful. Yeah, and I would add to that, it was just a day in the life of Dean Winchester on vacation in Hawaii. Lotioning himself, having a little drink out of a coconut thing, getting another drink out of a coconut thing.
I think he's looking for a serious answer.
Yeah, I don't, you know what?
Sure.
A serious answer, James. A serious answer. I talked to this the other day with one of our writers who's here now, who's visiting set, Robbie. Reveal yourself, Robbie, but not in the way you think. He's somewhere. I can't see. There he is.
He's sitting in my seat.
Ah, there he is. He's hunkering down.
Get your ass back in the writing room. Who the hell let him out? What?
But he asked, I'm selling you out. He asked if I was thinking about like directing or writing or some other part of the business in regards to the show. And I've thought about it. I have cool ideas, or I've had stuff I'm interested in, but I don't think I'm interested in writing an episode of the show. Nor do I think I'm necessarily interested in directing an episode of the show. I feel like I really enjoy acting on the show, and I like to kind of focus on that. I don't necessarily have the bug yet to write or direct, me personally, so.